What's up, dude?
Man, another day at the office, and now I'm helping myself to some Half-Life Hazy IPA, soon to be followed up by a Yingling. So that's what I got
Nice,
going on,
man.
man. What's up with you? What's
Oh,
up with
man.
you?
Oh, dude, it's been crazy, man. I mean, I can tell you. Welcome everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Got a really cool announcement to make. Man, dude, I'll be honest with you. This is supposed to be the off season. What's
It's
this
been
thing called?
busy.
What's this thing called off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I think I was up last night, like 1:30, living that insomniac life, and watching South Park, and my phone goes off. Greg Nozar's added a photo. What? What is Greg doing?
So you don't sleep
I,
either, right?
yeah, I open it up and I see this photo, the open.
Yeah, man.
Like, what is Greg doing? So, well, Greg,
Yeah.
what have you cooked up, man? What
Well,
are
I
you
mean,
doing?
it's not just cooked up. I mean, it's something that we've been really thinking about in quite some time, man. I mean, it's look. Here's the deal. I think let me put this in a way I can be politically correct in this. A lot of these national trails that have come out have done a really solid job in their scheduling. I mean, I think the Hobie event schedule is great, and I think the KBF, in some places, I wish they would go to other parts of the country. Bass, I'm not so sure about. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure about it's a lot of focus on the Midwest, some in the East a little bit. But to be honest with you, man, look, I remember last year, about March, April time, man, I was ready to go out and do some stuff, but I had to travel, man. I had to travel all over the place. And I think a lot of guys from the North and Northeast, and just talking to a lot of them, they feel like kind of getting a little bit, shafted a little bit from a lot of these, the national trails. And by that time, March, April comes around, man, they want to fish, and I do too. And so, you know, I was kind of thinking, man, what would be great, and it'd be having more of a more serious high stake tournament. And it's not for everybody. I mean, this is not going to be for everybody. This is not your,
Sure.
tournament that is going to be, um, for the faint heart. I mean, this is going to be a tough tournament, man. There's a lot of money on the line, and there's $500 entry fee. It's a 3-day event. It's a 2-day cut. I mean, it's pretty tough, and um, I equivalent to something like, again, I played professional golf. I played a lot of stuff like that. And when I was, back when I was really good in golf, now I suck. But, these tournaments that we were getting is like $2,000, man. And you go for a weekend, you get cut and all that stuff. It's pretty rough. But,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think, man,
my sister's a pro golfer. I understand that.
yeah, your sister's a pro golfer, man. And
Yeah,
I think, I think it'd be kind of fun to really get a little bit of a higher stake tournament together, and at a great location. I mean, Dale Hollow is, I mean, it's a great large lake. About that time it's going to be, in transition of pre-spawn. Blake, I've talked to you about this a long time. Pre-spawn bass fishing is the funnest thing for me. You know what I mean? It's just
chef's kiss,
superb.
baby.
Yeah, and
Chef's kiss.
it's got all three bass in that lake, man. So I'm excited about it. I heard some chatter, and of course, there's always gonna be chatter. Look, man, there's not going to be ever a perfect time to do a tournament in the spring, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Um, but at the end of the day, um, I understand that there's some tournaments going on, but that's the only date we had. I mean, really, I mean, when you look at the schedule and you try to respect the bigger guys in terms of scheduling, and you try to do everything you can, but there is no perfect schedule. You can't schedule around local trails and local tournaments and all that other stuff. I mean, we're just going to pick a date and just go. And here's what's great, man. Look, you can choose to be a part of it, and we would love to have you a part of it and experience. Well, I think it's going to be a great experience there, and just get the royal carpet treatment, and just have a great time of fellowship and fun, and compete for a fairly large pot. Or you could choose. What's great about it, you could choose. You can choose whatever event you go to. I mean, there's lots of events going on across the country that you can choose from. But I just think it's gonna be fun. I mean, this is not a KFL event. This is not a KBBT event. This is not anything associated with that whatsoever. It's if you got a plastic boat, man, and you got a fishing rod, you can enter this tournament. It's called the Open for a reason. You know what I mean? It's called the Open, and so
and
$500. And $500, yeah,
and $500.
But again, look, I mean, this is going to be a great opportunity for some because you could start your season out with a pretty big paycheck, and that could take you a lot of different places and pay for your entire season real quick. So, a lot of fun. And here's another thing too. Like I've been hearing a lot of chatter from a lot of big name anglers about, we need to get a tournament when some big, dollar amount tournament going. This is not a series. This is not a tour. This is not an AOI event. This is not anything like that. This is just a one-time deal. You know what I mean? Just a one-time tournament. Just come together. It's not going to happen again this year or next year. It's just one and done. If it's a success, we'll look at doing something else. But we just wanted to get something on a great lake. At that time, the guys from Michigan, Ohio, the guys that are iced in, maybe Wisconsin or the Northeast, are going to be iced in for quite some time, and they just want to get out, and they have their, basically their itch that they need to scratch for some, tournament fishing. It's going to be a great opportunity for them to do so. Hey, look, man. I mean, that's just the date we have. I looked. Trust me, Blake. I'm telling you, I looked at a lot on the scheduling, and with all the things that we got going on, with local, not just national events and everything else with the KFL going, the KBBT and all that stuff. Man, this is the only time that I could find on the calendar that would be available for a lot of anglers. So
let's not beat around the bush here, Greg. Like the main 3 national trails, to my knowledge, in my 2 years of kayak fishing, and I'm not saying I have a leg to stand on in terms of some of these guys that have been in the game for so long, but to my knowledge, majority of the national guys are fishing KBF, Hobie, and bass.
Yes.
And
bass is on the Harris chain, which again, it's a Florida event, and I was careful. I knew bass was going to Harris chain. There's some guys who are going to be at that event. I understand that, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, again, the dates are what they are. Again, one of the hard things to do when you're doing any tournament, if you're doing any type of sport tournament, is getting that perfect date. Well, there's no perfect date, man. I mean, you just got to pick a date and just roll with it. You know what I mean? And see what happens. So, but yeah, I mean, I do
want to address something because we did see that. And because when I saw you post this, Greg, I called you this morning. I talked to you a little bit about what are you thinking of? Is there a fishing cutoff? Is there a pre-fishing cutoff? What are we doing? What are you doing about that? Like, what do you think about this? And you told me that there is an All-American Series event there, I believe the week before, correct?
No, it's All-Americans the same weekend. It's at Kentucky Lake. There is another. It's a local bass event. I think it's called the Kentucky Bass Anglers series. They are having a tournament there the week before, and it's at Dale Hollow. I did see that, and that's why I don't think you could have like a pre-fishing cutoff. We thought about it. We thought about doing a pre-fishing cutoff. I'll tell you what we are doing. We're going to be doing a no fishing rule on Thursday. So
what does that mean?
Meaning that you're not allowed on the water pre-fishing on Thursday, the day before.
Not at all. Not to graph, nothing.
No, nothing.
Okay.
We don't want graphing. No, you're not going to be on the water pre-fishing the day before. Okay. And the reason for that, guys, is there's a lot of money at stake. And I've been doing tournament fishing for a long time. And Blake, and I know the old adage is I'm not going to go fish my spots. I'm going to go burn up somebody else's spots, right? And I'm going to go sore lip a lot of different other spots.
Every tournament I fish, I've heard about it. So I mean,
we don't want that, man.
Whether it happens or not, people think it happens. So
yeah, let the fish rest today, man. And just let the fish rest today. No pre-fishing whatsoever, man. That's gonna be check-in day. get your pre-fishing done, before then, but we are not going to allow anybody on the water the day before the tournament starts. I know that's rare. I know that's different. And I know that might affect some, but $500 per person's on the line. We want to make sure that we have a good tournament.
Yeah. Okay. I see a lot of guys asking for, off limits periods. So yeah,
Yep.
This will be a nice way to see on a larger scale, I guess. Does that work?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see, man. Yep.
Yeah.
It's something that's going to be different. I mean, it's, again, I'm a believer in it. I think that's fair. I mean,
So I'm someone who signs up. I pay you guys, my $500. What's that getting me? What is it? 1 day event, 2 days, 3 days? What are we looking at?
Well, it depends on how good you are, bro. I mean,
yeah,
there's going to be a cut line. I mean, in the graphic, there's going to be a cut. So let's assume we have 100 anglers. Okay. There's a 40% cut day one. Means, the bottom 40 go home. And then day two, there's 60 anglers left. After day two, we cut another 20%. So now you have 40 anglers that are left in the tournament to fight for the top 10 to get paid out. So it's going to be the top 10% that get paid out in this event. Yeah, I mean, so there's a 2-day cut, and again, $500 gets you in. Man, we're going to have all sorts of good stuff too, man. We're going to have food trucks and all that stuff. And, there's going to be, dinner and all that stuff for folks on Saturday night, that want to attend. And, we're going to do it upright, man. Have a good time, a fellowship, and just fun. There is a big bass. It's a $25 big bass, that you can fish for. It's winner take all. So if you get cut, man, I mean, hey, you still have big bass that you can go after. So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun, man. And the big bass is a separate.
So if you are eliminated from the tournament, you can still keep fishing for just one big bite.
Yes, you can fish for one big bite.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, yep. So like the KBF does their rules,
right? On the national championship.
On the national championship, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's big bass for the tournament. It's whoever catches the big bass.
Cumulative, there will not be a daily big bass award.
Cumulative.
Okay.
Winner take all. So again, if there's 100 anglers, I mean, that's a $2,500 payout for catching one big fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if everybody
gets in the big bass, if everybody gets in the pot,
right.
yeah. I mean,
right.
I mean, you pay $500. I mean, throw another 25 in. Why not?
And how are you doing push on big bass? First caught.
First to catch.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be sandbagging, I guess.
Don't be sandbagging. Yep, first to catch.
Submit your big girls at least if you get one.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Our motor is going to be allowed, Greg.
Oh yeah. It's the open. It's open to everybody, except for gas motors. But I mean, yeah. I mean, motors are allowed. I'm not going to be fishing the event because I'm going to be helping. We're actually going to be broadcasting it. We got drone coverage. We got some guys that are going to be helping us on the water. You're going to be broadcasted on the Motion Sports Network, as well as Facebook and YouTube and all that good stuff. We're going to put you on camera, and actual, broadcast, and people are going to be able to see you on Roku and Amazon and all that stuff. It'll be a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
Measuring devices, always a hot topic in our kayaking world. What is
catch only, man?
Catch only.
Yep.
Carbonate. Okay.
Carbonate's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go. I'm trying to think what else is covered. Guys, ask questions in the comments, man. What concerns, questions, guys? I mean, we're on here to answer what you guys got.
Yep. Motorboat competition that allows kayak. I don't understand that. What does that mean?
I don't know. Does he mean kayak competition that allows motorboats? But it's just trolling motors. So
yes, Dale Hollow is reciprocal. Yep.
I may have missed it, but pre-fishing time and payout structure. So, Caleb, I think Greg said it's going to be 10% of whatever the field is will be the payout. And then pre-fishing time, because there's a tournament the week before, there will not be an off-limits period early. But that Thursday right before things get kicked off will be a full off-limits day. No graph, no nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, look, again, if you have 100 anglers, I mean, dude, I mean, the first place, I mean, by the payout chart with the top 10%, man, you could look at like $23,000 for the winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, is there a cutoff, Greg? Is there too many anglers? Like, are
No,
you limiting it to
no,
anything?
not at all. The
Okay,
more the merrier. The more the
okay.
merrier. Yeah. But seriously, I mean, that's a big check for the winner, man. You know?
For not having to qualify for it being an open, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of how you look at it, yeah. But just this is not a tournament of champions, which Hobie has, which is a fantastic event. They take their top three and then their AOY guys and put them in.
Yeah.
So that is an earned. This is an open.
Yeah. This is an open, right? Well, I mean, the TOC is 360, right? To get in. I think that's what the pay. I mean, the pay to get into the TOC was $360 this year.
I don't know, Greg. I've never qualified.
I was looking at it. Yeah, I mean,
I can ask some guys in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, so you're talking about
$140
more than what the TOC was. So, yeah, I mean, but I mean, it's a pretty serious tournament. I mean, it is. It's a very serious tournament to have that kind of money on the line. But you have a cut, and you got to bring your A game from day one, man. I mean, here's the deal. I mean, the goal is to win, right? We're not. And that's a big deal. I mean, having a cut day, and listen, one of the things that we want to showcase and broadcast, one of the things I think is great about, especially like golf, is the cut line. I mean, getting these guys that are on the cut line, getting them on the air, and watching them sweat till the end. Yeah, give me some of that. You know what I mean?
You know what I.
Mark, the total does not reset. No, it's a cumulative.
Oh yeah, running total day to day. Yeah. Something that's go ahead.
I'm not a fan of the resets. Are you?
Man, I personally don't love it. Feel like it's just not for me. I like having something to show for what you did.
Yeah,
good, bad, or indifferent.
Carl, the weight do not reset. It's a cumulative. You got to bring it 3 days in a row.
The one thing I do like, I guess, when I watch tournaments that are not held in Texas, is that Texas we just have giants, and I know there's a lot of other states that have just huge fish, but it tends to create this massive gap between like 1st and 10th, and you said this fishery has all three types of bass, and I like that because we're leaving it on the final day at 40 anglers, and the gap between 1st and 20th could be 4 or 5 inches.
It could be very close. Exactly, you're right. I mean, and again, I think that cut line could be like by a quarter. You know what I mean? Like several guys by a quarter of an inch. Anybody can pop in there, and that's what we're. Hopefully, that'll be exciting. I mean, it's going to be an exciting tournament. I mean, you get consistent, you get the opportunity, you make the top 40. I think if you look at every tournament, man, I mean, realistically speaking, if you look at like, especially a multi-day tournament, usually that you see the winner come from the top 10 to 15 throughout the tournament. Agreed. Right. It's very rare that you see, in fact, I don't think I've ever seen somebody that comes from like 60th, and takes the tournament. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to do. So, I mean, that's why the cut's in place, man.
It is hard to say though, for me, what is the most exciting thing in terms of like fishery or format or this, that, or the other, because, we had the KBF National Championship this year down on, like Caddo and Bissano and all that. And man, what Guillermo and Scotch and those guys were doing was, I mean, they were blowing out the field, but God, that was so fun to watch at the top. But then we had the Hobie TOC that was, I don't think any of those anglers were necessarily being like, man, I'm smashing the limits or getting what they had in pre-fishing maybe. It was tough, but that made it exciting in a very different way. And, Christine Fisher ended up pulling that out. And man, that was an awesome tournament to watch. It was really, really fun to follow.
100%, man. 100%. I mean, again, it's exciting. Also, too, somebody had mentioned about the All-American being at Kentucky League. I knew that. See, the problem is, look, I'm a big fan of Josh and Tyler. I'm a huge fan of theirs. I think they're great guys, but it's a regional tournament. You know what I mean? It's like Midwestern. And, we're talking about a nationwide tournament and, again, guys from the North, Northeast, East Coast, Southeast and Texas and all that stuff, man. It's more of a regional deal. And again, it's kind of like how Bass just looks at, kind of like the Midwestern, Midwestern area a lot, So, I mean, we understand, we respect that. Again, I'm a huge fan of theirs, but again, this is the date we had. This is the only date, honestly, in our schedules that we had, because again, we've got a lot of other things going on. You got Santee Cooper, right? I mean, literally the week after. I think there's a KBF event, if I'm not mistaken, the week before that. So, again, the spring's packed, guys. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at your tournament schedules, but man, I'm out. Blake, you showed me what Texas was like. Good Lord.
Texas TDs are crushing, man. We have a plethora of Great Lakes and trails to choose from. We're spoiled, but yeah, man, if you guys have booked a tournament from February 6th through August 18th, you're stepping on some Texas trails toes.
Sure.
So, I mean, there's, it's hard to work around everything. And the one thing I guess I would say about that is there may be a little overlap with the regional, tournament that, I'm sure a lot of guys fish and fish hard, and it's a great trail, but this is a $500 buy-in, man. There may be some overlap there, but probably not every one of those anglers is being like, "Yep, I'm going to throw down $500 on this." So,
correct.
Correct. I think it's kind of a targeted audience. It's something that I think the kayak scene's been talking about for a little bit. Here in Texas last year, we had the TKC that some guys put together because anglers were asking for higher stakes. The guys wanted higher stake tournaments, bigger buy-ins, bigger payouts. And I think they did that to great success here, in my opinion, in Texas.
Yeah.
And the national scene, or a national open anyways, has, I think, been asking for that as well.
Blake, I'll be honest with you, man. Look, what does it take to get into a co-angler event on the Bass Elite Series? Do you know? We didn't like $700.
I don't know.
To be a co-angler, I think to be a co-angler on a bass boat series, I think it's like $500 to $700. Okay. A boater, I mean, it's thousands of dollars, to get into, and like the Elite Series opens and stuff. I think it's $1,500 to get in as a main boater on that. So we're not there as a kayak industry. I mean, I can't imagine charging like $1,500 or $2,000 for an event, but I think 500 is very doable, in terms of a ceiling, to have an event, to have bigger payouts, man. I think it's going to be, I think kayak fishing is ready to have that kind of amount.
Yeah, I think, I don't fish KBF, so I don't know what their buy-ins are, but I did fish 2 Hobies last year, and they're $250 a piece, and there are guys that fish all 6, 7, 8 events, whatever they have year to year. Yeah. So, it's you're doubling down basically on a national level open for this event. And so that's kind of it. I mean, I know the 500 kind of looks hefty up front, but I feel like it's all perspective, right?
And it's also the experience, man. I mean, hopefully, as I said, I mean, our job is to make sure that you have the great experience, man. I mean, make sure you have a really, really good, solid experience with this. And again, it's a one event deal. It's not a tour. It's not a challenge. It's not a AOI deal. It's just a one-time event for the year. And, we'll see where it goes. I think it's going to be fun. See, imagine being able to say you won an elite tournament, winner take all, incredible opportunity, a huge win, and come away with an amount of money, great experience. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. That's a great way to put it, man.
Yeah, Mark, kind words. And I mean, that's what it is, right? It's an open.
Ken Wood says the BFL event on Dale Hollow, March 19th. The MLF is the week after. Oh, my God, yeah. Shocker. The boats are fishing with kayaks on the same lake. I mean, how many times does that happen in Texas,
I hate to tell
man?
you this, but sometimes boat tournaments and tournaments coincide.
I mean, all the time, all the time.
If you've never seen it, you can come fish Sam Rayburn.
Or Fork. I remember at Fork we fished the Hobie. I mean, how many boats were in a tournament there?
I think there was like 3 boat tournaments that
But
day.
what's good news about it? Dale Hollow is a huge lake, man. I mean, it's a huge lake. It's got plenty of places to go. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I think when we were at Lake Chickamauga too for the bass event, there was a huge boat tournament out there too. So I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, it's springtime. You're gonna have those.
Maybe a question that's not been asked in the chat, but I'll ask. What platform will this be on, Greg? Or
Fishing Chaos?
It's gonna be on Fishing Chaos. Okay.
Fishing Chaos. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Check in with Governville. Same. Yeah, man. I mean, there are just some lakes like that, man. But they're big lakes, and I think
there's plenty. There's plenty. You're right. Yeah, I remember the Jack. I remember that tournament. It was I think it was KBF National Championship. It was on Garnersville, and man, it was like I think it was like 15 different boat tournaments going on that lake. So yeah, it's crazy. So, but it is what it is, man. As I said, it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, by that time, guys, I'm gonna be itching to get my butt out there and fishing. You know what I mean? And I mean, personally, let me just tell you personally, I don't plan on fishing a lot of national events this year. I just don't. I mean, personally, I think it's going to be the year of the local events, man. You know, I'm looking forward to fishing and supporting our local events. I'm telling you, I'm really looking forward to the KFL this year. I'm really looking forward to it. This is going to be so much fun. But I'm just not going to be fishing a ton. I might go to Santee Cooper. But other than that, man, I really just want to stay local and focus on KFL. And then this event, I mean, put it on this event. Because, I mean, honestly, I traveled the last 2 years, fished a lot of great events. But, man, that's a lot. I mean, it's a lot traveling. I mean, honestly, Blake, too, in terms of the amount of anglers that travel, I mean, you're talking about maybe 300-400 that actually do it, like from series to series to series. There's not a lot of anglers, you know, that chase all 3 series, man, you know?
Well, not all 3, but I think, you know, the national competition's growing, and I think it's just good for our sport, man. I mean, you know, and I think that's something important that maybe Greg didn't really touch on is this is just another event that to get people involved. You know, you may you guys don't fish any of the other trails because you're like, I don't want to keep up with AOI. Well, yeah, this one's a lot up front, but you don't. None of that matters. You show up and you fish, and
yeah,
I think everybody in the kayak community is working towards the same thing, which is getting kayakers involved, having well-run events, and building it in that sense, guys.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, 100%, man. And Jack Tibbetts challenged me now with this jig beat down. Jack, I'm sorry, man. I hurt your feelings. Anywhere you want to fish with a jig, I'll take care of you, man. I mean, you know, anywhere.
But that means that national trail thing you're talking about, Hobie threw the fire down schedule in Toledo Bend first, so I gotta fish that.
Awesome.
That's
their first 5 events is pretty daggone sick.
Yeah, I mean, AJ does a great job, man.
That really does. That schedule, especially in the first 5 events, is super, super impressive.
Very.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's what it is, man. So we're gonna have a good time, guys. I can't wait, man. Look, you know, I mean, what can I say? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be one of those, you know, higher money things. And again, it's just gonna be done as clean and as fun as possible, man. And hope you have a good time with it. And again, it's about the experience, man. Hopefully we'll be able to meet your expectations, if not exceed your expectations, and join us, man. You know, the tournament will be up and running here soon. You know, look, here's what I was looking at too, man. Look, a lot of these guys are kind of wishy-washy on some national events. Well, 2 national events that you don't fish is this event that you can fish. So yeah, just think of it that way. So
Greg, for people that maybe are interested in more information, official rules set, want to sign up.
Yeah.
Is it up on Fishing Chaos yet? Are you working on that?
Yeah, it will be up tomorrow. And all the rules and everything else will be in Fishing Chaos. And if you have any questions, you can certainly ask me about the rules and stuff like that. But I think we went over a lot of the rules, here tonight.
I think so.
But,
Just
yep,
get
yep.
fine print guys, and it's
Yep.
on the anglers to know the rules before they get out on the water. So if you guys need clarification,
What about the West Coast? Well, you know what? KBF is taking care of you, my friend. The West Coast. KBF is taking.
looks very interesting.
They have 6 different tournaments on the West Coast this year. So KBF is your thing this year, Shane. So
that being said, Shane, if you can make it to Del Hollow, you're welcome to fish because it's an open. We don't care where you're
it's
from.
an open. it's an open. Exactly.
You can be West Coast, East Coast,
yeah,
international, whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
You got a plastic boat. Come on. So
I hope you join us, man. I really do. I hope you join us and have a lot of fun, man. Again, in this opportunity to be on broadcasting on Roku and Amazon, and have your family members be able to watch you and watch this cut line, and be exciting, man. It's gonna be fun, and having the top 10 and watching these guys. Let's say like 15th on the last day, in the last 3 hours, watching these guys jockeying for position at the end. We're not cutting off the leaderboard either, guys. We're not cutting that off. We're going to find out from start to finish what's going to go off. We're not cutting that stupid leaderboard off, man. It's absolutely, we're going to find out. I mean, do they cut leaderboards off during like NFL games? Like, stay tuned for the last half hour to see who, who won this game.
Well, no, but
I mean, I like to see what's going on, man. And then we'll talk to them afterwards, man. So we'll have some pre-fishing interviews on like Wednesday and Thursday, and watch these guys and just have a good time with it, man. Put on a good production, good show.
Love to see it, man. Guys, there you have it. It'll be up tomorrow. If you got questions, reach out to Greg.
It'll be it's going to be up tomorrow on Fishing Chaos, man. All the rules and all that stuff, man. But it's going to be exciting. If you have any questions, let me know, man. But consider joining us at Dale Hollow on March 18th through 20th. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
I do have a question for Sean Dwyer, because I'm pretty sure he won a Mega Bass swim bait off me, a big bag draft. Sean, I've received 0 pictures of fish you've caught on it. If you're not throwing it,
send it back.
Send it back. Yeah, I mean, what are you doing? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Heck yeah.
Hurts my heart. But guys, thank y'all for joining in. Thank you for your questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah, join us, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. Yep, good stuff. Blake, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, of course. Sean, you're right. It was Lawrence Mellinger. I'll message him separately. East Coast guys, yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, man.
All right, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Talk to y'all.
Bye.